Good morning, everyone. This is Rob from Next Truck Sales, and I want to take this opportunity and introduce you to our 2014 Volvo day cab. Now, I apologize for starters. We have a very windy day here. You can see the trees are blowing all over the place, and I put a toque on and an AirPod. Hopefully, it's not super windy and you can actually hear me talk. I'm going to take you through this truck. I'm going to show you some of the features. It's no longer new. I'm going to point out as many of the blemishes that I can find on it. It is a good working truck. It came from a good fleet. Obviously, a 10-year-old truck is not something that is a cream puff anymore, but it's definitely something that you can put to work and make money with. So let's get started. 2014, let's start with the grill. Grill is intact and secure. Chrome is peeling off. It's got this little deer bumper. This would be good if you're working in waste and you need to get it tugged out of a landfill, right? Because we get a nice hook there that you can hook a chain onto. I'm going to pop up the hood. We'll get a quick look underneath here and see what's going on underneath. Nice feature that the hood will pop up without interfering with the hood opening. Okay, so hood wise, cosmetically, mechanically opens good. A little bit of a chunk over there in the bodywork, something kissed off of there. At one point, headlights got a scratch. Okay, bumper corners secure. This one's been smashed. Here, loose, right? And we got something going on underneath there. Okay, tires. We got Firestone tires. That's 50% tread, maybe 60% tread. Even wear, looks decent to me. This particular model has disc brakes. If you look through there, you can see the caliper, aluminum wheels on there. Over on this side, we've got a matching Firestone, 50-60% tread. Looks like it has even wear. I am a fan of the Firestones. They do surprisingly wear well throughout their life expectancy. I realize Michelin is probably the best steering tire you can buy. It's also the most expensive tire you can buy. You start getting into some of the other brands. I've seen a lot of tire brands go lumpy long before they make it to 50% tread, and then you have to scrap the tire because your steering wheel shakes. Firestones are great. They wear evenly. You can see that, right? And that's a good thing to have because these tires are priced a lot more economically than some of the other vehicles out there. I see the fender's a little bit loose. We're going to need to secure that up. That's kind of loose. Okay, over here we've got clear coolant, or red coolant rather. All of our vehicles get tested with a, I'm not sure what you call it, but it's a little thing you pump it, and it tests it for combustion gases to make sure that we don't have a bad head gasket or a crack liner or something internally going on with the engine. We don't like selling trucks with broken engines, and if we do, we put them in the auction. Let's have a look here. So we got a little bit of slobber around that oil pan, but other than that, it's dry. Can you see that? Looks like we got a newer shock on the front here. Okay, we've got grease fittings, and have a look here. So this is all dry. Very common failure point is right back there, and normally when you see that's wet, transmission has to come out. Not the case on this truck. Okay, let's go over. I'll get this engine running in a minute. I just want to, it's hard to hear me when the engine's running, so I'm not going to talk while I'm going through the engine, and I'll go through with the engine running in a bit with no talking whatsoever. So let's have a look here. This looks dry. Valve cover. Okay, and over here we've got, yeah, pretty dry. I see there we got a little bit of weepage coming around that's the oil fill tube. Okay, but other than that, generally very dry. Disc brakes, like I said. Let's go through the rest of the truck. So we've got some, probably the biggest thing is cab corrosion. You know, you've got this cancer going on. There's really no way to avoid it. It's a 10-year-old truck. It's seen 10 northern winters. It is what it is. Still very solid, not going anywhere for any time soon, but you know, for the price point that we've got here, it's a good working truck. You can see here we've got some surface corrosion on the frame. Nothing new. It's not a Florida truck. It's not a California truck. It's also not priced like those. This is a good price point truck. DPF system is connected and working. Looks like we've got Some adjustment here for the slider. We got about 8 inches going back and about 4 inches going forward. Holland 3500 fifth wheel. That thing's just been rebuilt. The amount of available thread on the front of that nut tells you that there's lots of life. Let's have a look here. We've got a variety of casings. Here we've got a Michelin casing. Here we've got a Bridgestone casing on aluminum wheels with Bandag recaps. We've got even wear on all the tires. These are famous, this style of tread with the open shoulder is famous for going lumpy. When you have alignment issues on the back end, they'll just all get chopped up. And I'm looking here, and these look pretty decent. So usually what will happen is the bushings will wear out the side of the lower there, or wherever there are mounting points, and this thing will simply start eating rear tires. Looks good to me. Over here, so our pumpkin, again, surface rust. You know, you can see the original paint compared to what's there. Yeah, we can sandblast it and paint it, but why would you bother on the truck that's 10 years old? Disc brakes all around, single frame. Again, more good wear here on the back. And give me a good look here. These are 50-60% treads, recaps, aluminum wheels all the way around, chrome mud flap hangers, one's straight, one's tapered, one's bent, one's not. Again, used truck, great price point. We've got a 75 and 100 gallon fuel tank. This one looks like somebody stepped on it and kind of squished it. If you look over here, we've got a 75 gallon on this side, 100 gallon over on the other side, and more body repair. So if we look here, pretty common repair on the Volvos is to put a carriage bolt through here or some kind of a bolt just to hold it, because they are pretty common to pull through with that sort of a nut that's on there. It's not really a great design, and but everything's intact here, right? Everything's all in one piece. So we've got our aero mirrors, the cover's been taped on. This is a pretty expensive part. That's like a $500 part if it falls off, and then you just end up with the steel D-arm in there. So let's get a look here for corrosion. So a little bit there, it's intact, right? It's not bubbling through. The bottom of the door, surprisingly, is excellent. We do have a little bit going on here. Okay, and a little bit going on here, but again, I guess it's because this thing's holding water, not sure why. But yeah, so we've got, and a little bit there, so let's see what we got here. So that's all solid. I could probably whack that with a hammer and it would still be fine. But again, it's a price point truck, so that's what you're gonna get. Let's have a look inside of here. Okay, so D13 455, 1850 torque. It's a high torque transmission and 355 ratio. So this thing should pull very well. We've got a multi-way adjustable seat. We've got some stains. Depending on where this truck's going, probably not gonna matter, but it's no longer a new truck, I can tell you that. We've got standard highway locker on here, suspension dump, sliding fifth wheel. Let's get this thing started up. Okay, so we got 1,078 kilometers. Okay, we got another check engine fault. Pretty common for Volvo. I remember once I sold a truck. It had a fault on the dash, and it turned out it had a CD player stuck in the CD, in the radio. CD players are a thing in the past, obviously, but it was like we're trying to deliver the truck with no codes, and we couldn't understand why it was throwing a fault, and we had the CD player stuck, believe it or not. So obviously not freezing conditions, so the ambient temperature sensor is broken. That is not, it's a beautiful day here today. We're gonna go into our display settings very quickly. We're just gonna change it over to the units to miles. This particular truck has 670,000 miles. We'll get these lights sorted out. We'll sell the truck without any lights on in the dash. And let's just take a quick look through here, our diagnostics, and see exactly what might be turning on. If it's gonna give it to me. Diagnostics. It's not giving me the menu. I wish it would, but it's not. So we are going to be we're going to be limited in our ability to get this diagnosed from this video. So don't know what's going on there, but regardless, we'll get it looked at. I'll take a look at it one more time. Yeah, I've only got the cluster self-testing. part numbers. Not sure why. That might be a fleet setting. Let's see what the after treatment says. After treatment status, clutch is good, brake is good, speed, check. Okay, so temporary lockout, we're not up to temperature. It's not going to do a regen anyway. But the emissions are connected and working. We'll make sure the truck is sold with no check engine lights or codes. That's part of what we do, but at this point, not the type of truck I want to go down that path and do that before we have a sale. Why would I fix a check engine light today so that I can sell it in a month? And it has a new check engine, so we'll sell it with, we'll put it through the shop just before it's given to the buyer. So let's have a look underneath the hood and listen to this thing run. I'm just going to turn up the RPMs. We're at 700 RPMs. I'm not going to do much talking. Very hard to hear me when the engine's running, but I'll let you have a listen to it running. It sounds good and healthy to me. I will let the microphone do its job and communicate how it runs to you as well. So let's have a listen. So there you have it. I'm going to shut this down once I get the hood shut. Okay, so there you have it. 2014 Volvo day cab, 670,000 miles, D13 455 high torque, 1850 torque, 13-speed manual, 355 ratio. If you're looking at going in hauling waste or something along those lines, this might be a good application because of the bumper. Those bumpers are hard to find, and to get them to fit, we actually had to build a custom one for another customer. That's a good application for that bumper. If you're interested, we are in Canada. Our price includes delivery to our yard in Buffalo. If you're watching this video and you're in the US, and if you're in Canada, delivery from our yard here in Cambridge, Ontario. Our phone number, if you're interested, is 844-489-8789. I'll just zoom in on it there very quickly. And it's Rob at Next Truck Sales. Feel free to give me a call if you want to talk more about this or any other of the trucks that we do have in stock. And we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.